Like the closet branch is already in here. Welcome, welcome. See if anybody. Oh, there we go. Everybody showed up on my chat at the same time. I was just going to check YouTube, see if the thing went live or not. Let's back up here. Let me get the topic out of here. See if I can back this up. Closet branch. Indian Head Valley Railroad, our cousin Wilmer. There's Schuylkill River Valley. Chasco. Dave BNSF N-Scale. New Ferris Railroad. And that seems to be it for on my end right now. James G. That way I don't butcher your last name. Galton, something like that. I'm not good at pronouncing stuff, so sorry if I butchered it. So we'll just call you James G. Yes, you are, Closet Branch. Ron Brights, welcome. Galt plus ton. Okay. Yeah, I'll have to practice that because I would butcher a name if it was pronounceable, I think. So it looks like 7. There's about 7 of you in there. Mark Saunders, welcome. Seven 3, okay. Well, that sounds right. I got the 7. I don't know nothing about the YouTube part because I'm not watching the YouTube. I'm watching the chat on my StreamYard platform. So hope everybody's having a good week. Got one more day this week. Tomorrow night will be Cousin Vinny's live stream at 8 p.m. Eastern. So hope to see everybody there tomorrow night. Tonight you get stuck with me. Last night we had a great, awesome Wednesday night with our friend Sparky 107. We had a little bit of a derailment, and we watched trains, and we had a special contest with Nathan DeLay, who gave away a beautiful Conrail soda can, pop can, whatever you want to call it, soda, pop can. It don't. It's all the same thing. But he gave away a Conrail locomotive made out of tin can, pop can, soda can, whatever you want to call them. And I mean, he does a beautiful job. He takes his time and everything on them, and I mean, and everything on them. I mean, they actually look not bad. So, stealing Uncle Wilmer's famous saying. That saying is making Uncle Wilmer famous as we speak on YouTube. So I'm not going to go into the live streams and the shows and all that. I mean, we've got Nate at 7 on Mondays. That's Eastern, 7 p.m. Eastern. And it's like, I'm not even sure how to pronounce the first part of his channel, but I do know it's, let's just, I'm going to announce it like this, and you all know what it is. And there's the house phone. Wonderful for that to be. Gotta have a house phone down here in the computer room, guys. On my computer. Well, yes, we still got a landline, unfortunately. And we do have cell phones, just we ended up still having the landline through our cable company. So we got a good deal and we just kept it. So, but anyway, Nate, I know part of his channel is Coal Company. I am not even going to start trying to pronounce the first part of it, the first word of it. So anyway, everybody knows Nate. Monday nights, 7 p.m. Eastern. Also on Monday nights, you got Tom's Trains and Things at 8 p.m. Eastern. Tuesday, we had Wilmer for On Track Tuesday. Next Tuesday, we will have Redbird Tony 2010, or I think that's what his numbers are. But we'll have Redbird Tony, Ty Adocton. Okay. Ty Adocton. Thanks, Dave. Oh boy, I'm going back to school in the live chat, pronouncing things. But anyway, Tom's Trains and Things, 8 p.m. Eastern, or that's Monday. On Track Tuesday, we had Wilmer this past Tuesday. Next Tuesday will be Redbird Tony, anywhere between 7 and 8ish p.m. Eastern, depending, on his work schedule when he gets to go live. And I don't know what this stuff is popping up. I need to get rid of this so I can see my chat. And then, of course, Boxcar Benny is the third Wednesday of the month. Crooked River and Eastern, I believe it is. Dave Erber, I believe his name is. Oh, geez, I'm getting my Daves and my Dave. I don't know. I'm getting my names mixed up. But anyway, he's the fourth Tuesday, and then if there's a fifth Tuesday, then they surprise you with a guest, or it may end up being Wilmer for 2 weeks in a row. But anyway, moving on. Wednesday nights at 7 p.m. Is Sparky 107. Yes, Crooked River and Eastern. But anyway, 7 p.m. Eastern, Sparky 107. Thursday, you get stuck with me. I'm not sure if there's really a way around that, but you get stuck with me. And yes, I got to get rid of all of this because I'm lazy and I don't like shaving. And then again, I'm not too sure if anybody does. But anyway, enough about that. Friday, which will also be tomorrow night, 8 p.m. Eastern, we go live with the Cousin Vinny. So check them all out. Saturday, it's either Friday. I'm thinking Friday or I don't know. He's popped up there several different times. So I'm going to go ahead and say probably Friday and Saturday night. Because I'm not too sure, but RWC Toyman, who is Ron Toyman or 2448 Toyman, that was his old YouTube channel that got hacked. Make sure you go over there, guys, and unsubscribe to 2448 Toyman and resubscribe to RWC. That's RWC Toyman. That is his new channel, and check him out. His live streams get a little out of control because they're rated, but they're not for kids. Definitely not for kids that late at night. But check his train videos out. He runs trains, and then he sits down at his workbench and desk and starts chatting with us and pulls people up on the StreamYard panel, like I could do if I could do links, but that'll be for another time. But anyway, check RWC Toyman out and make sure you hit the subscribe and the like to all these channels that I mentioned. Saturday morning, I do know you have is it back on track? Yeah, back. I believe it's back on track. With Brian and Shannon and a host of other guys. I believe that's 10 a.m. in the morning. I'm not sure if that's Eastern. It might be 10 Eastern for like Wilmer and me and a couple other people. But it may be, in another time zone for a lot of you. But anyway, then Sunday, but he's also been doing live streams whenever he decides to pop in there. Ray Boble, you want to see a funny guy on a live stream, check out Ray Boble and Bobill and Newtown's Railroad. Santa Fe Bob, welcome. Why You Naked 4, Digger Evans, Change Trains. But check Ray Boble's channel out. He is old school DC like I am. And we do, run blocks and all that stuff on our railroad. Mine, unfortunately, my railroad layout, unfortunately, is under reconstruction. So I won't have no trains for quite a while. Dwayne's Fork and Spoon, welcome. Dunk, welcome. But anyway, check Ray Boble out. He's a character. I met him 2 times, I believe, so far. And heck of a nice guy, as well as Wilmer and a host of other people, especially Sparky. That's another one that can get a little out of control once in a while. Sparky 107, 107. Not all the time, but well, when he's in Ray Boble's live stream, let's just say Ray Boble gets roasted. Dustin's In Scale Railroad, welcome. But anyway, we're going to go ahead and switch cameras, and I got to get my phone out of the way. So give me a second here, and I will go to my other camera down here on my table or my desk, and we will get started on the next part of the diorama that I started last Thursday's live stream. And you can see that I only did this little part right here. I was messing around with some dark colored sand right there. This is like racetrack dirt and sand, I believe, mixed together. This ain't actually what I was thinking it was. I'm not too sure if this is the race car dirt, guys. So this might be like it's dirt, but it's mixed with sand because it's got the little green pieces of sand and everything going through it. I mean, it don't smell like food spices, so it definitely ain't the food spices that I mixed together. So, but anyway, everything is hard as a rock. Um, remember, this guy right here is going to go, it's going to be weathered possibly tonight. Um, how comes I'm rebuilding? Well, I'm sort of changing my track plan around some. Um, I'm trying to get the yard from being one way, and I'm going to make it the opposite way. So when I do videos, um, a lot of it ain't going to be hidden underneath a bunch of bench work because my layout is the old school way of building a layout. It's one of them that you can actually climb up on your knees and get up and walk all over it. Um, because that's the way my dad and I built it. Um, that was way before I started getting on YouTube and finding out that everybody is building, what looks like workbenches and building their layout on it. Well, I'm not tearing all that stuff up that my dad and I built several years back to just to rebuild it up along the walls, mainly because I would have to use a ladder to get up to my dad's trains that's up on shelves going around the shed walls and everything. So I'm just going to leave it like it is. I'm just going to build or do a new modified track plan, I guess you want to call it. And in other words, instead of your yard going crossways, the yard will now be coming long ways with the length of the layout. So, if that makes sense. And the tracks might be a little longer. It don't probably ain't really going to matter because I only run anywhere between 10 and 14 car trains. And I normally try to run two locomotives per train. Now some of them they'll have double power. Some of them they'll have a power and a dummy. And like I said, I'm old school DC, so the engines aren't going to actually always go with one another. But I've got some of them paired to where even if one pushes a little bit or pulls the other one a little bit, they still run fairly good together. Like I said, I do have some old engines that blew up or that I bought, from sales and stuff that didn't have a motor in them. They was just dummies. Well, I used them to put in behind the power units. So, to make it look more consisty, I guess you want to call it more of a consist. But anyway, back to where I was getting started. We're going to probably get around to weathering this guy tonight. We might go ahead and paint some of this while we got the paint out. Let me put this over here and shake it. Once in a while, I've been shaking the whole diorama over the trash can over here, guys. Get some of the loose excess dirt out of it. That way, anything that's loose, it's not going to totally get into my paint over here. But anyway, for everybody that was not in here last Thursday, when I started this is supposed to represent a fire pit. I don't know. Yes, it's HO. Who am I? Oh, Benny's here. Welcome, cousin. Benny. Who else we missing here? Oh, I got Wayne. Okay, Martin. Welcome. And Digger, I saw you. Santa Fe Bob's been here. Ron Brights has been here. And Dunk. Okay. Anyway, that's what that's supposed to represent. That is not glued in there. I actually took a Forester bit and drilled that out and put the pop or the soda bottle lid in there so there just wouldn't be bare foam there. But anyway, I think we're going to try to add some growth on here, a tree probably around here. I'm probably not going to be able to add a tree over here because that's going to make it, look like somebody is going to have a fire underneath the tree, and I don't know if that's going to be advisable to put that on a diorama like that. So we will leave that open and possibly put a tree here and here, which is supposed to be an old dirt road. Now, this is going to be like a hobo or homeless camp area. As you can see, this is just an old shell of a boxcar. The rest of it is right here. It's an old lifelike. I'm going to use this for parts for another shell. And being that this one was missing a door and it has the opening door on the other side, the opening door will go out, probably out front. That way, if they have enough energy, they can open and shut the door when they sleep, or if it rains or snows or whatever. So anyway, we're going to take and get our paints out. And good old Mr. Paper Plate for this. As you can see, this was the old one. I usually have two of them to make them a little more sturdy. And when this one gets ruined, just switch them over and you got a double sturdy plate again. So for the ground paint, this right here will probably get some kind of it's going to get the colored sand, which looks like a grayish, blackish colored sand from the dollar store. That's what I'm going to use for ballast for this particular diorama. Just for the diorama, I will not probably use this for the actual train layout. That will probably be actual ballots from Woodland Scenics or somewhere. But for a diorama, it's not going to do, basically do anything. So we're just going to use the colored sand to cover that up at if it happens tonight or next week or whenever, you know. But right now we got to focus on getting um, some ground paint down. And the nice thing about putting ground or painting your foam first, when you put your ground covers and stuff on, you don't see the foam. You'll know where the color is shining up through, depending what color ground cover you're using. Um, in this case, the ground is normally like a dirtish, like a dirt um, color. So I might go with burnt umber to fill in all this. And then what we'll do, we'll take and put the different colors in there. I'm not sure if I don't think I brought my green uh, ground cover in here for the grass and stuff. So we'll see what this looks like. Anyway, we're going to go ahead and paint in here, and then we're going to take the burnt umber um, and kind of, streak this down with some rust looking color. Yeah, that I don't know, Vinny. I'm thinking that might not be the race car dirt. If it is, it's mixed in with a couple other things. It could be that I thought it was all race car dirt, but it's definitely got sand mixed in it because I can see the crystals shining in it. So that doesn't say that there ain't race car dirt mixed in there somewhere to give it the brown look right here. I mean that looks more dirtish color right there than a lot of this does. So anyway, guys, we are going to grab a paintbrush if I find the right one that I want. Being that we're going to paint a big area, we will get a big bristled brush and attempt this. And unfortunately, this is going to be the same color as um, the rock cut or whatever you want to call this. This was actually supposed to get used on the layout. All it is layers of foam, and I took an old steak knife and some junk I found and just hacked away at it. So that's how that's made. Like I say, I'm not I'm one of those modelers that will not always follow other people's techniques. I use my own ideas um, and whatever materials are available to use. Like I found out, um, watching some channels, people was trying to use old food, out of date food spices Well, I tried that and it worked for couple months, and then I started finding mouse droppings in places out there in the shed. And next thing I know, the scenery was um, starting to disappear here and there. So I guess the coffee grounds and all the other um, foods, out of date food spices, was becoming mouse food. So that part of Prestonburg, where all that I had all that in there as scenery on the mountain and everything, and ground cover. Well, it all got tore up. And of course, I was going to redo Prestonburg at the time anyway. So, the mouse came at the right time. It just, made me want to change everything that much more at the time. And of course, then I got rid of the mouse. And I'm not too sure if I don't have another one out there somewhere, because when I'm not out there for a long, long period of time, they like to come out and run around. Just so I don't ever go down there and find a bunch of trains running, because I think that would be a little haunting for a mouse to be running trains. And unfortunately, it would be definitely a tame mouse. So, anyway, we are going to just slop some paint on here. I'm not going to do this, anyway special. Everybody knows how to paint. This is just a diorama that I'm just going to, put on a shelf or whatever. My layout does not have foam on the top of it, mainly because, well, let's just say, for starters, I'm old school, so therefore I like all the clickety clack vibration noises. And with line L, bunch of line L trains going, also, you ain't ever even going to hear the HOs run unless I'm running them two different times. Dustin's In Scale Railroad, welcome. That's, I thought I seen another Dave in here. Yes, sir, next Thursday, I get my new choppers. Uh-oh, he's getting his bulldogs. Look out, he's getting his spikes. He's going to get his pointy spikes put in, so he can chew. But anywho, that's pretty much going to kind of cover some more of that up. I'm just going to throw some paint in between the rails. And like I say, this ain't going to be perfect, guys. There's just going to be a car or an engine or something to band it sitting here besides the box car that I'm going to put there as a homeless or hobo person to live in, just to get out of the weather. And normally hobos live under bridges. Unfortunately, this diorama does not have a bridge, so it could be, it could still be a homeless or hobo person. Um, so we're just gonna swipe down the middle of the track. I'm not going to go into all covering up all that foam underneath the track and everything. I don't I don't really see it necessary once I get glue and everything down for the colored sand. Um, you're not going to see none of that anyway. So, but there's our ground cover, and we'll put the brush in there, put that over there. Um, that's probably going to have a glare from the light. There we go. There's the quick paint job. Um, Now, since we have um, our brush already in the water, uh, we're going to go ahead and pull it out, wipe it off a little bit. Actually, that's the wrong brush for what I'm going to do next anyway. I believe this is this brush that I was using for the, or was it this? Might have been this one. And we'll use this one. It's a little stiffer brush. But anyway, we're going to, here's what I do, if this makes any sense. I kind of wet my car. Sometimes I do this, sometimes I don't. It all depends. But I put some water on my car first. Um, Not that it's dirty or dusty or anything. I just sometimes I do it this way, and it allows the paint to um, thin out a little more. I guess what I want to say. Um, and you can see it's kind of shiny. But we're going to do the roof, I think, first, and the roof is really going to get a heavy coat of rust because the roof is going to be this car is going to be sitting there for quite a while. So we're going to really turn this blue into rust, you might say. So time I'm done, you might not read anything on here whatsoever because the roof is really going to get it because it's been out in the open for so long. And you want to make it look like it's been there forever, just rusting away from being wet, not used. Um, and what this was basically is going to represent on the diorama, it's going to be like an old tool shed for the railroad that the railroad abandoned. they took their tools or left. We could imagine that there was tools left behind or something, which is how these guys are getting the um, fire pit and everything dug. But I really want to rust the roof of it up. I mean, I want to make it look bad, like it's been sitting there for forever. Something like that. I mean, I don't know if it's actually going to rust that much, but depending on how long the car has been sitting there, and here's one of my ideas: take a paper towel and blob it if you don't want it real um, thick, and then you when you're blobbing it with the paper towel, it's actually leaving the rust into your newts and crannies, into your rivets and places like that. So that's where your rust is going to really um, take effect around your rivets and all your all your creases and um, stuff like that, where water's going to lay and you know do damage. So now we're going to take and I don't know if I want to do I'm thinking I'm going to do part of the backside, just you know for the simple fact that it will be seen when you actually pick the diorama up and look. um and then this way it's already done. So I want to heavy weather this down front and back. And what I'm basically doing here, guys, I know you probably can't see because of my hand and everything in the way, but basically what I'm doing, I'm basically painting this car right now. Um, and then we're back to the paper towel blotting idea, and you just take it and make sure you don't have it stuck in your hand. And we're just going to blot some of it away to kind of, just bring the words more or less back. Um, that definitely ain't blue now. Um, it's starting to look somewhere where I want it. It's not too dark. It's just rusty looking. So that's the look that I'm going for. Um, I mean, yeah, I could probably wait out some of the stuff, but um, it's just the old abandoned body of the box car that somebody put along the track in this particular area and made a tool shed or storage shed or something out of it, and they abandoned it, and now somebody's living there. So we'll cover this back up a little more. I don't want all that writing showing. I want some of it, but not all of it. Something more like that. It's where it's fading out from the rust. So, and what do we got? 7. Go ahead and start promoting your channels, guys. Because we got like 10 minutes left. So I'm not going to get as much done as I wanted to, but there's always next Thursday. I didn't realize it was going that fast already. Time flies when you do live stream, that's for sure. Rust, you really want the rust down into your doors and into your creases and rivets and walkway and all that good stuff. I mean, everybody should know how to do weathering. Everybody's got their own techniques, own ways of doing stuff. Some people don't even like weathering at all, but I do some weathering, but I mean, my whole railroad ain't going to get weathered. So, But basically, what I said a while ago, guys, I'm basically putting that on heavy. So it's covering the name and everything up. And then I'm taking the paper towel and just blotting a lot of it out. To kind of bring, just to get the heavy paint out of places. So, like I said, it's my own technique. So, it's up to you guys how you want to weather your stuff. A lot of you's got newer stuff than this. This is just an old life car that came in some stuff from a train show or a friend or somebody. It was in there. So yeah, we definitely got to blot the end. At least we got some painting done. Not everything that you want to do gets done and of course you will have paintable hands, as with all projects like this, if you don't choose to wear gloves. A lot of you do airbrushing. Just make sure you wear a mask when you do airbrushing because of breathing the paint and everything. That stuff gets in your lungs, and it's just like if you've been smoking for years. So, but paint is sometimes worse than smoke. So, paint will actually go into your system and clog you up. Cigarettes or smoking basically does the same thing, only paint could dry inside of you. So that's, nothing that I really want to talk about. I'm just throwing that out there. If you do any spray painting or airbrushing, wear a paint filtered mask to save your lungs and your system. Well, anyway, guys, that is pretty much the rust job. If you can see that, you can see the name is a little more presentable over here. Still, here it's somewhat the same, but we got the ends done. The brake wheel is all. Actually, I was going to steal that brake wheel and I painted it. Imagine that. That's all right. Just wipe her off and wait till the paint dries and pull it out. You don't really need a brake wheel because you're not really stomping a body of a car, but anyway, that's weathered up. We'll do some more next Thursday. For you all that just got here that did not see this for some reason, this is what I did a little bit ago. Just some ground painting, and then there'll be like a tree over here, and let me get this. Everything's reversed. Somewhere in here there'll be a tree or two. And of course, that's the fire pit, which I'll paint black or something. So that's going to do it for this time. And I think I just got paint all over the desk. Ooh, that's nice. But anyway, nothing like something to clean up. But anyway, guys, that's going to do it for this live stream, I believe. I didn't see no names or numbers going up, so yeah, don't want to mess up all the shiny equipment. Oh, your shiny equipment. Yeah, we got lots of time to watch paint dry. You got that right, Sean. Or yeah, Sean. I think that's Sean McGee. It disappeared on me. Okay, guys. Well, anybody live streaming? There. Who is it? Used to be YouTube Model Builders. I think it's Model Railroaders Live or something now. They changed their name because of the YouTube name in there. But I do believe they're on tonight. Trying to think of who else. I'm thinking somebody else also tried to do Thursdays, but I'm not too sure. There's so many of them. Wilmer's mentioned that on Tuesday there is so many live streams that it is hard to keep track of all of them anymore because of the showstopper. I sure hope this stuff leaves soon. Let me see if I can go back to this camera. But yeah, I hope all this stuff leaves soon. I heard on the radio this morning that some of the stuff in Maryland is starting to get lifted slowly. According to the DJ on the radio station I listen to out there in the shed, um, she said something about the governor here in Maryland is allowing fishing and parks and all that good kind of stuff. Um, I really wish everybody could go back to work, because I hate to see everybody out of a job, on unemployment and so forth. I know Sparky still able to work because he's a potential um, and I'm trailer guys like Container Man 68. He's still got to work because he drives track trailer for a living. Um, it's a intentional if you got to deliver stuff and keep everybody, what businesses is still around, open, still open, you know, got to have somebody be able to deliver to them. So, but yeah, I don't know if we'll ever see normal again, but it'll be a whole different ball game after this. I do believe uh, businesses might not even take the same people back, that work for them. They're allowed to hire fresh people and try to um, start over with younger people. Um, and that's what I'm afraid is going to happen. A lot of the older employees to companies is going to get let's put it this way, flatlined, out or limited hours if they do keep them, and they're going to hire fresh young people that and today's young people they have no clue what happened, you know, anywhere in the past or present. That's my personal opinion, and I'm going to stick to that because I've got a 14-year-old daughter that that don't really want to learn anything, and I keep telling her, well, you're going to have to, if you ever get a car, you're going to have to check the oil, check the radiator, and all that stuff yourself because I'm not always going to be here to do it. And I'm not planning on, becoming someone's worker to check all that. I want her to be able to learn stuff that's happening now so she can try to go into the future. But, you know, teenagers today, they don't want to learn anything that happened in the past that still is today or something, that's going to still be around in the future or something new in the future. So, but anyway, enough about that, guys. Thanks to everybody who showed up. Um, if you're out driving, be careful. If you're going to the stores and so forth, still be careful. Wear, your mask and gloves and all that good stuff. Uh, I was over at the gas station earlier, and people was pulling up no mask, and I'm thinking, well, why do I have to wear mine then? You know, because I'm outside mowing grass, I'm wherever, and I'm thinking it's the same air. I'm only around the corner from my house. What am I going to catch? But anyway, enough about the showstopper. No one wants to hear about it, so we'll leave it at that. Till next Thursday, guys, and till tomorrow night when you see me in the chat, being SF6951, also known as our cousin Benny, 8 p.m. tomorrow night, Friday, Eastern time. Hope to see you all there. And that's it for me. So everybody have a good night, good day tomorrow, good weekend, and be safe. God bless you. And we'll see you next Thursday night or on a video before that. Who knows?